have to wait. Why does it have to be so stupid? Okay, that is framed correctly. And we'll put this over here. And we can leave that over there. Okay, I'm sorry, everybody. I am now ready. Well, we have a guest already. Big account, too. Hello?
Hello, Peterson. Is that your name?
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Not too much.
Just look out. Why do you think creationism is dumb? Like, what do you mean by that?
What I mean more specifically by that is young Earth creationism. I think that is as dumb as thinking the Earth is flat.
You mean like the Earth's 2,000 years old, that sort of thing?
6,000, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I mean, fair enough. But so, do you not completely disbelieve the idea that the universe or the world or whatever could have been created?
It could have been. I find no evidence of that, though.
What leads you to believe there's evidence that it wasn't created, though?
Oh, just give me 1 second.
Worries.
Okay, sorry about that.
All right.
So, like, this is kind of we typically call this a shifting of a burden of proof. So you don't get to say, well, what proof that it didn't happen do you have? Because we could we could just then adopt like every single imaginable claim and then claim that they are somehow substantiated by the lack of evidence against them. And that's just not reasonable. That's an argument for Russell's teapot and leprechauns and all kinds of other stupid things.
But I mean, there's only two options. Either this was all created or it wasn't, you know? It's not like there's a bunch of multiple different options. It's one or the other.
That's basically true, but creation doesn't entail one kind of creation. People pretend that they kind of give this false dichotomy, almost like what's it called? Pascal's wager, where it's like, well, either the afterlife I believe in exists or no afterlife exists. And that doesn't follow either.
I mean, for me personally, I look at, you know, science tells us that it was all random chance that the Earth is able to sustain life, you know?
No, not really random chance at all.
Well, it was, because we're the only, you know, for as far as we can tell, there's no other life out there. It's just it's the only time.
That's so. We haven't looked for life anywhere.
Not big. Like, we haven't looked at all. Basically, yeah, I agree. But to the best of our knowledge, from what we can see, there isn't at least any intelligent life or life out there yet. You know, maybe there is there to be found. I mean, I believe that there is other life, but, you know, all the small little intricacies in whether it be how far away the Earth is from the sun, you know, what's the term that they use?
The Goldilocks zone. The Goldilocks zone is absolutely enormous. People pretend that it's
compared to the scope of the universe. It's not.
Well, but that's completely irrelevant. If the sun and Earth were anywhere in the universe, but at a set distance that works for life, then it wouldn't matter where we are in the universe. That doesn't matter at all.
No, there's some very small margins that you know, if it was any different,
no,
there would be no life here.
No, that's just not the case at all. The temperatures on Earth, you can find life in temperatures north of, do you use Celsius where you're from?
Yes.
So I'm not exactly sure, but it's going to be north of 40 Celsius and south of around negative 100 Celsius. We find life across those ranges of temperatures. But we also know that if Mars hadn't lost its magnetic field, Mars would almost certainly still have like a water cycle on its planet. And so that doesn't mean that life would have evolved on Mars, but it could have evolved on Mars. So these people, the idea that there are strict parameters for life is just really is not the case. Now, if you want to make the argument for intelligent life, then that probably would be more strict.
But again, you know, there's absolutely no evidence for any other life outside of this planet.
So the absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. We have not looked. And so we can't conclude that there is no evidence. That's not the case. You can't say that there isn't something when you haven't looked.
There's currently no evidence.
I don't exactly know what you mean by that. We don't know, but to say that there is no evidence, that is what that means, but in a very important sense, that's also not what that means. It's an analogy that gets commonly replayed is go to the ocean and take a scoop of water and then conclude that there are no blue whales. That wouldn't be appropriate.
No, it wouldn't, you know, but I mean, if you use that same analogy, you know, if you went into the ocean looking for fish, you know, yeah, you only swam 10 meters and you didn't see any fish. Sure, that doesn't mean that fish don't exist. But in a world, let's imagine a world where before this, no one had ever seen a fish before. It would leave you to believe like, okay, well, for now, as far as we have looked, there are no fish.
That's possibly...
So it's the same thing with space.
That could be the case. If somebody told you there is a thing called fish and nobody in the world knows that there's a thing, have ever heard of a thing called fish, and you don't have one to show them, then they could say, yeah, there's no evidence of this, I guess. Yeah. And this all started with creationism. So when I look around, what does a universe that is created versus uncreated look like? Well, I mean, there are attempts to make arguments, but I think that they're all pretty weak.
I mean, to me, a universe that's been created is, I mean, we live, you know, humans have existed on this planet and only ever existed on this planet, again, to the best of our knowledge. And everything on this planet perfectly supports, it's a system that perfectly supports human and other life.
That's just so, well, that's almost the case.
To me, that's just creation.
But that doesn't really, so if you were going to create a zoo to host animal life, or your own like a dome that creates super life, would you set it up so that at random intervals, volcanic eruptions and floods and meteor strikes and all kinds of catastrophes nearly wipe out everything in there? Because I don't think you would.
Me personally, no. If I was trying to make a zoo, but that's not a good analogy for the creation.
No, it's an excellent analogy, because if you did do that, and then somebody else built an identical zoo, dome, whatever, and they didn't include those features in it, objective bystanders would take a look at these and they would conclude that you are a really either terrible designer or some sort of sadist or something like that.
Right. So you think because there's natural disasters, or you're basically using if bad things happen, there can't be a God.
No, I'm not. I think that the problem of evil is maybe the best argument against the existence of a particular variety of God. But what I'm really just arguing that no, things are not designed to the extent that you think it does. I mean, like, imagine if, like, we don't design products that are single use. Well, okay, that's not true. We do design single use products like stamps or like buzz balls, right? That's a single use product. That's because it's very cheap to do so, and there can be many other reasons. But imagine a more important thing like a car. Imagine the only way we made cars was the car would literally fall apart after you drove it 100 miles. We would say these are not good cars. Now, life, you have to remember that we're incredibly biased because we are living organisms, and life is very complex and it works in fascinating ways, but it's the way that life is subject to the mercy of nature, and the way life really actually barely clings to an existence here on Earth is, I don't think that that's good evidence of design. Like, for example, in order to make a baby, a guy needs to produce like 100 million sperm per ejaculation. And I was like, wait a minute, I thought we were created so that life was life is kind of the point, and procreating that life was kind of the point. Why on earth do it this way? Well, when you look at it in terms of just a pure naturalistic sense, genetic recombination, which produces genetic variation, which is good for survival, it's kind of the only way that life can barely scrape by, then that does make more sense. So to summarize my little rant here, life actually barely scrapes by on this planet.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. 100%. And
okay, well, I don't think that we have strong evidence that it was designed for life then.
No, but that's very weak evidence that it wasn't designed. It's just saying that life is hard and there's all these, and it's not a perfect creation, not every animal and humans living in utopia and
I'm not asking for utopia. Not even close.
You're saying, oh, well, life scrapes by, there's all these natural disasters, and reproduction isn't exactly the most seamless way of making life reproduce. None of, if you want to go back to as humans, we are creators. We create things. Imagine, let's for argument's sake, let's say aliens are real. And at some point, humans have been wiped out. There's no more humans left. And aliens come to Earth and they start digging around and they find all these different artifacts. And like you said, they found like an early model of a car, which a car nowadays would be a car nowadays compared to what a car will look
You're just
like.
making a watchmaker analogy.
What's that?
You're saying, well, if something is sufficiently complex or whatever, then it necessitates a designer. So
no, that's not what I'm saying. Go
ahead and finish your analogy then. Yeah, the aliens find a car.
I mean, the aliens can find anything. My point is if they found a creation, right, something that is obviously being created by something, just because the thing doesn't work well doesn't mean it wasn't created. Just because a Model T compared to a Tesla, right, it's not even comparable. Model T is a piece of junk in comparison. Terrible creation.
What would something that's made? Yeah, I know, but what would something that's made by somebody or something that is perfect look like?
Nothing, because I think the idea of perfection is I think that's a human idea.
Do you believe in a perfect creator?
No. I believe in a creator, but I don't necessarily think that creator is perfect. I don't even necessarily think the creator I'm talking about is the be all end all God, whatever you want to call it. I just think this place that we're in was designed because, to me,
sure, that's fine.
Something can't come from nothing. That's my idea.
I don't think anything comes from nothing either. But so, what would be your strongest case? And not by like arguing by way of an analogy, because these design analogy arguments, I think, are pretty poor because they use things that we know are designed that we know aren't products merely of nature. And then they say, well, we would know that something that we already know is designed. Therefore, nature has design aspects of it. I think that's very weak. So what would be your best argument or evidence in nature that we can find of design?
The like you know the all the like mathematical
The constants?
things that we find in nature, like the Fibonacci, and we see that in like what do
Well,
they say? We see it in like
I
in
think
like
I think
acorns or something.
Fibonacci is kind of a weak one, but
I mean, it's there's or like there isn't any hard evidence for creation. Otherwise, everyone would believe in it. That's the case. What it comes down to
fairly wise take, yeah.
is interpretation of the world around you, and
Mm-hmm.
I just can't. For me, I find it hard to fathom that people can look around at this world where, yeah, it's not perfect, but it's the best. It's literally the best place in the universe for us. Like,
Well,
we will
Joe,
never.
we don't know that because we don't know what other places. I mean,
There's a vacuum
the
up there.
sample we have is so incredibly minuscule. I mean, we know virtually none of the characteristics or properties of any bodies outside of our solar system. We know of
We
about
have estimates, though.
5,000 exoplanets, and we know that some of them are within what we would consider a habitable range, but we know nothing else about virtually any of them.
But I think the fact that we haven't, unless you believe in UFOs, we haven't been contacted by any intelligent life. That kind of it leads you to believe that there's nothing else out there. To the best of our knowledge. So, if anything, it's wiser to assume until we do get confirmation that there's intelligent life out there that this is the place. This is the place that was created.
That is, no, I think that's deeply fallacious. I don't know if it's exactly arguing from ignorance or a shifting of the burden of proof. I think it's really both, because you're saying the original claim is this place is special. And until somebody else can tell me that some other place out there exists that is as special or better, then I am justified in my claim that only this place is. And that really isn't how it works.
This place clearly is special, though.
I do think so. But like, let's just think of the numbers. In this galaxy, there are 400 billion stars. And this star has, I mean, if we include moons, let's just pick a round number and say there are approximately 10 bodies that, like, because we don't know, I can't imagine a way that life could exist on like a gas planet. So let's just say there are 10 bodies that could have been that life could have existed on. Well, we may find the Europa Clipper may find that there actually is life on Europa, that moon, but so far we really only know of Earth. But Mars had conditions that would have worked for life a very long time ago. But anyways, that's kind of beside the point. This star has about 10. So let's take the number of stars in the galaxy, and we don't have to pick all of them. We can just say half of them, or only 10% of them, are going to have planets around them. So we're going to multiply 10 by 40 billion.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're up to an absurd number already. But then we know of the existence of around 200, I think, ish billion. Or actually, I get this one confused. Does our galaxy have 200 billion stars, and there are 400 billion galaxies in the observable universe? Or is it 400 billion stars and 200 billion galaxies? I don't remember. But either way, we're dealing with numbers that are multiple tens of trillions of potentially habitable bodies out there. So if we just say that Earth is unique, well, even if we're going to say it's a 1% planet, or even a 0.01% planet, we're going to end up with hundreds, maybe thousands of candidates in our galaxy. We're going to end up with millions of candidates
in the universe,
in the
definitely.
observable universe.
So where are they all?
Well,
That's a lot.
like, I know, but for us, we're a pretty advanced civilized. This is just the Fermi paradox all of a sudden. But for us, I mean, we're a fairly advanced civilization. We're a fairly advanced civilization, perhaps, but the total extent of our existence is 130, 40 years worth of radio waves. So our existence into the known universe extends 150 light years in all directions. That's nothing. You're only going to run into a tiny handful of stars with that case. And with the resolution problem of looking at, like, when we try to observe even the closest stars, we can't take pictures or anything like that of the planets that orbit the closest stars. We can't do anything like that. So the resolution to be able to find out, because there was complex intelligent life on this planet 1 million years ago. But that would be completely unknowable to anything unless it was in our solar system. And then there's the problem of, the ability to travel. Maybe aliens will figure out how to teleport instantaneously. But even if they had the ability to do that, there's such a tremendous sample of bodies in the universe that the odds that they would, land here, it's like the most insane lottery of all time. It's like picking out the correct grain of sand in the empty quarter desert.
Yeah, but again, this is like you're applying like human restraints to it.
No, I went as far as to say they can instantaneously travel.
Okay, but you said the idea of we've only had radio waves getting sent out for 150 years or so.
Yep.
If that.
Yep.
It's not a long time at all. Fair enough. But you look at human civilization. That's modern civilization's like some 1,000 years old, like 6,000, 7,000 years old or so. Rough estimates. Where that is such a tiny, tiny, tiny fraction of time in the scope of the universe. The universe is 13 billion years old, right?
Yeah.
And again, this literally just go back to the Fermi paradox of, all this time has passed and we've seen how much we can do in 7,000 years. And then in recent history, how much we've advanced is just insane, going from
so it's
not in the 1800s.
I agree that
on the moon.
I agree that it doesn't hinge on our ability to find them. It could hinge on their ability to find us.
No, they would be able to find us. They'd know of us.
That's literally what I just said.
If there's intelligent aliens out there, they could be 1 million years advanced.
Yes.
Billion years advanced, potentially.
Sure.
And by that point, they would quite literally have like sprawled across the whole galaxy. Every corner would be mapped.
Perhaps, but although I don't think that that's necessarily reasonable, but even if that were the case, the universe is so much more vast than that.
Well, let's just keep it at the galaxy then. The galaxy is still very big, but and like you said, in the galaxy, there's what they estimate that there's probably like millions and millions of potentially life sustaining planets.
I would wager life sustaining. Yeah, millions is probably a good number.
Millions, and let's just say like 5 of those managed to get life by now, or intelligent life. Sorry, by now they would have mapped out the whole galaxy. And
if there are only 5 in total, I mean, we haven't done that. And I don't know what kind of technology would make that possible, but we'd have to assume that we're not the first. I mean, there's quite a lot of assumptions that that go into the main one is assuming that we're not the first, I guess. Sorry, I have the hiccups. But anyways, we are so far
I'm
from
going on a bit of a tangent
design.
here. Yeah.
So what do you specifically want to talk about?
No, it was just mainly, it was mainly just creationism. I mean, I just find it hard to comprehend how like people don't think that this is all just came from nothing.
No, I don't think that it came from nothing.
It says you believe in the Big Bang.
Yeah, the Big Bang didn't come from nothing. The Big Bang is something that the universe does.
Yeah, the universe just does. The universe just does. Like that doesn't. There's nothing in life that leads you to believe that something can come from nothing.
I know, and I don't believe that.
But that's literally what you're saying. You're saying
no, I never said that.
How did the Big Bang happen? Where did it come from? All this energy.
Well, it didn't come from anywhere. It didn't necessarily come from anywhere. There's no logical problem with that. The universe just exists, that it is, in a sense, eternal.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So before the universe began expanding, it existed in some sort of other kind of state.
But we just don't know what state that is. We don't know what it looks like.
Not currently, because we don't have physics for that, in the same sort of way that we don't have physics for what happens inside of a black hole. But it's not like we don't know that black holes exist, and it's not like it's permissible to that doesn't really give you permission to say that inside of black holes that's where real magic occurs. The reason that somebody would say that falls apart, to me, is the same reason that it falls apart, that there must be some kind of supernatural event that precedes the expansion of the universe that we see today.
Oh, it doesn't have to be supernatural. Like,
no, it doesn't have to be that.
Mean, supernatural or woo-woo or any of that.
Yeah, it could be aliens. Like, we could live in a simulation, but we don't have evidence of that either. Like, we have a missing piece. We don't know what the shape of the missing piece is, and we don't know what the shape of the hypotheses either. We don't know what a God-shaped piece looks like. We don't know what a alien-shaped piece looks like. And I know you're not one of these people, but when people, come in here and they say to me, "That's right, it goes in the square hole," I'm like, "No, you don't know that it goes in the square hole."
That's just assumptions.
Right.
No, a big thing for me, another big one is the the missing link.
Oh, it's not missing.
Is it not? Have you figured it out?
Yeah, we know of many of them. Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't know what it is. We don't know what actually happened.
What does that mean?
I mean, I think we're talking about the same thing here. We don't know. Sorry, no, not the missing link. Actually, yeah, the missing link as well. I guess I've got 2 points here: the missing link and just what's the word? Abiogenesis, right?
Well, those are completely
springing
different.
out of nowhere. And then human life, just out of nowhere, the brain size just doubles, and we become conscious, and we become intelligent. We become
it doubled. Well, no, we were. I would say that even certain. How do I say it? I would say that, for example, every mammal, and I would argue every bird, has some sophisticated sense of consciousness or awareness. I don't remember exactly what you said, like became aware. They don't necessarily have metacognition. That's different. But no, I don't think that would be unique to humans, as in Homo sapiens. I think Neanderthals would have had that, but they were humans. I think Homo erectus would have had that. They are technically humans, because they're part of the genus Homo.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I don't see it. We are different, and our evolution did get not exactly put into hyperdrive or whatever, but I don't actually find that to be really all that mysterious.
What, that we just happen to be the only intelligent tool using beings?
Birds use tools, other primates use tools,
Oh, but come
elephants
on, we
elephants can
are
learn on their own
so,
to use tools.
every other animal on this planet is just nowhere near comparable to the Homo sapien. We are so
There's
unbelievably
no
different.
animal comparable on this planet to the blue whale, in the sense that we decide that the characteristics of the blue whale are extraordinary characteristics. We're also the only species on the planet that takes videos of ourselves twerking, and the only member of our species that deliberately goes around exterminating members of its own kind for no reason. And we're the only species that invents alcohol and then drinks it and then gets behind motor vehicles and then dies by the truckload.
Yeah,
we are
we do a lot of
simultaneously
stupid things.
the most intelligent and the most catastrophically stupid species on the planet.
Well, that's a good way to put it. We're catastrophic. No other animal has the ability to manipulate the world in the way that we do. Not even close.
Yeah. So, like, would you
to literally shoot rockets into the sky and send other members of our species beyond this world and to land on other worlds?
Yeah, and to shoot rockets into the sky and then have those rockets do a U-turn and incinerate all complex life on the planet, which we have the capability of doing. And it seems on what, like, would you give a kid a gun, like a 5-year-old kid a gun?
Again, me personally, I would not. But there's a lot. There's a lot
But
of people
humans
out there
have chosen to do the equivalent of that.
Yeah.
And I don't know how wise that is. We'll see.
We
Maybe
have-
this is
we
the
have free
resolution
will.
of the Fermi paradox. Any sufficiently complex civilization, inevitably, whether it's intentional or not, destroys itself. So, not that I want to go back to that.
No, we won't. But the idea that because we have the ability to do crazy things like that, like, potentially nuke ourselves if we go into a nuclear war, that doesn't mean like, a creator would never allow its own creation to destroy itself.
Well, I wasn't really talking about a creator. I was just trying to downplay the intelligence of humans a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's crazy. Look at what we're doing right now. I'm guessing by your accent you live in America.
Destroying the environment and ourselves.
No, but I'm talking about specifically right now what we are doing. We're on this live stream in front of 160 other people. You're thousands of miles away from me. We've no idea who each other are, but here we are communicating in front of others. Others are listening in.
That's
on this weird little box. And I can see you, you can see me. Well, you can see my logo, but
yeah. Okay, so like let's imagine this in the animal kingdom somewhere else. Like, have you ever looked at a termite colony before?
Yeah, I've seen termite mounds before on holiday.
Okay, so what if termites suddenly, now they don't do this, but what if termites started, there was this weird thing about them where they were incapable of stopping building their colonies vertically until inevitably, it's like building, like a sandcastle can only be too tall. Eventually the integrity of the materials is overcome by its own mass and it collapses. What if termites just for some reason started behaving in that way where they can't stop building up, and inevitably every single time it collapsed their mound and it like caused the colony to if not all perish, then be complete, like have to start over completely over and over again. We would look at their ability to do something complex and fascinating and be kind of mesmerized by that. But as impartial observers, we would look at that and be like, if termites weren't so fucking stupid, they would stop at point X. Now, what I think is that human beings, in a sense, are kind of like that. There are innumerable things that we can point to and say that is incredible. And I do think we are the smartest species. And whatever else. But I think we're also building vertically with no regard for our own well-being in certain senses in what we do. So I just think that there's this idea that
You mean
well, I
like
don't really know. I don't know really what else to say about it. I'm just trying to
you mean like technology could lead
sell
to our own
short the
downfall?
hyper intelligence thing just a little bit. What's up?
Do you mean like, yeah, technology is amazing, but it could lead to our own downfall, that sort of thing, like AI or
Yeah. So what would be, I guess I did kind of lose my train of thought here. So what would actually be smarter? Avoiding sowing the seeds of our own destruction, or, well, I guess instead of, I should say it more simply, don't you think it would be smarter or wiser to avoid sowing the seeds of our own destruction? Like, why don't other animals do all these incredible things? Well, maybe to them, I mean, they don't literally think this, but maybe to them, they're like, yeah, why would we waste our energy and resources and whatever doing all of that stuff? I mean, like, to go back to what you're talking about, you and me having this conversation, this does absolutely nothing for our survival. And so there's this really funny quote in a Steven Pinker book where he talks about, I don't remember what it's exactly about, if it's about human animal cognition, but he brings up this point for a chicken, like a hen, all it does is sit on its egg all day. And people are like, oh, that seems kind of silly that it would just do that. But from the hen's perspective, it can't imagine anything more important or precious than sitting on an egg, because the chicken is interested in winning the game of life. And as successful as we are, we kind of get in our own way of this whole winning the game of life thing. Anyways, go on.
It's because we've already kind of, in a sense, won the game of life. If like, you know, the game of life for 99%, well, more than that, for literally every other species on this planet, the game of life is eat, sleep, reproduce. That's it. That is it. That is the goal of every single animal on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
But for us, we bypass that to the point where these are no longer goals in our daily lives. So it's allowed us an ability to ponder about the world around us and to, like, make these pointless inventions, because they are pretty pointless, like you said. These things serve no greater purpose to mankind or progressing. Well, I guess they do progress mankind in a certain way, but not in the way that is actually fundamentally important, which is just to survive.
Yeah. I mean, the point of the exercise is to, like, I'm not an anti-humanist or anything like that. I'm not telling you that we aren't intelligent, but what I try to do is divorce myself from human preference and then think about, if I were a different species looking at humans, how much of what they do would I say, what the actual fuck are they doing? You know? And I think that there's kind of a lot of that. And so then I wonder, like if our idea of intelligence or whatever is just sort of an innate bias, you know? Like, for example, this is going to be like completely kind of out of left field, but when people talk about men are objectively better at sports than women, and it's like, well, I mean, okay, but what if isn't that kind of because we've decided that, and it's complete, like, athletics is completely subjective. We've decided that feats of strength, for the most part, play into almost everything about sports. Now, there are some other things where it's like precision, like archery or whatever, where it's not necessarily about strength. But what if we decided that sports was about perhaps something like flexibility or whatever? Well, then on average, if we like literally reconstructed our ideas about what we find to be compelling and interesting and entertaining sports were based on different metrics, then it's very easy to think that we would consider women to be more athletic than men. You know, there's men's and women's gymnastics and they do different events, but I genuinely don't think that men could do women's gymnastics as well as they do for quite a lot of the things that they do. So that's just an example of, well, we think we've created an objective and like quantitative system of analysis, but I think it's really just a qualitative system of analysis.
But it does have a basis in the sense that feats of strength, again, it goes back to survival. You know, there's a reason that men went out and did all the hunting, because they were naturally the more gifted, athletically proficient hunters. They were faster and stronger. So, and that plays into sports nowadays. It's about being who's faster and stronger. Sports is almost like a
well, yeah,
replacement.
but that, like, if that were true, that would just be part of the narrative of how we ended up with the bias that we have toward thinking these, like, we prioritize or value this thing over the other thing.
Yeah, but but on that point, do you not think it's strange that genders have these roles? Like, why has nature led different genders to have different roles and different capabilities and different attributes? What's the purpose of that?
Well, I mean, as far as purpose goes, like, I don't think there's teleology in nature. It's just what works. And yeah, the origins of sexual reproduction is really fascinating. I mean, there are organisms that can reproduce on their own and do sexual reproduction at the same time. Most of those are pretty simple organisms. But if we look at, like, vertebrates, like, you know, there's the male and female fish. Now, for them, they're kind of indistinguishable to us in a lot of cases, because one just literally needs to produce eggs, and then the other just needs to be able to fertilize them, and they're kind of deadbeat parents. So how much specialization beyond the reproductive organs does there even need to? Oh, he left. He didn't get kicked out, did he? Because I wasn't looking at my screen. I hope not. I hope somebody didn't, like, report that or something. But anyways, just to finish my point, there doesn't need to, like, you don't see strong sexual dimorphism in fish, at least not that I'm aware of. I mean, there are examples like anglerfish. There's an incredible amount of sexual dimorphism. The males are these really tiny things, and the females are pretty big. And after mating, the male bites onto the side of the female, and she sucks his life force. He basically acts as a placenta. Well, not even a placenta, more like a yolk. And they live in the, what do you call that? The baffled zone or whatever, where there isn't a lot of light. So he serves as the, like, nutrition for growing the offspring, literally. But then for other organisms, it's different. Birds do a lot of co-parenting, and so there's a little bit of sexual dimorphism. Well, there's extreme sexual dimorphism in some birds, like with peacocks, but that's just because that's about sexual selection. Which isn't really, I wouldn't consider it the same thing at all as, like, roles or whatever, because that's just about selecting traits. It's completely divorced from, like, parenting or whatever we mean when we say roles here. But, like, with bald eagles who co-parent, the males are a tiny bit. Actually, I think females are a little bigger. I don't remember, but, like, with bald eagles, it's very, very difficult to tell the difference between them. Now, with mammals, I mean, it depends on the mammal species, but pretty much exclusively in mammals, if there is sexual dimorphism, the males are bigger than the females. And that's different for different reasons. For elephant seals, it's because whoever the dominant male is just basically wins the right to breed with all of the females. And so there isn't really female selection in elephant seals. It's really just about male fighting. As far as, like, wolf packs, it's different than that. As far as lion prides, it's a little bit like that. I don't know how many breeding males there are with lions, but if we shift to primates and we get all the way down to humans, why? I guess this is weird because I'm not talking to anybody. I'm talking to myself, but I'll just try to wrap this up. when I think of like gender roles, I basically just think of like parenting roles with regard to like humans or whatever. So women on average are more empathetic and more caring. They are better caretakers, so on and so forth. So like, why would that be? Well, they're literally the ones that have to carry and nurse the child, and they would carry that child around with them. The argument that it's all about because the men would go out and do all the fighting and the foraging and the hunting, that's not universal. Not among humans, at least. How universal would that be in our like proto-human ancestors, like going back to Australopiths? We just don't know, I guess. And that would be instructive in like trying to find out why. But I don't know. At this point, I've talked myself into to say, but there we go. Oh, I got a super chat. I'm Prakash Swain. Thank you very much. Hello, Eric. I would love to hear you talk more about free will sometime. I saw one of your videos and found it very interesting. Yeah, I don't believe in free will. I actually get kind of annoyed with the free will conversation because it just it tends to pop up in chunks. Wait, this isn't free, is it?
Yeah, man. What's up?
Oh, jeez.
Hold on. Can I ask for a request? Just to have a appropriating, like, adult dialogue.
I mean, maybe.
Like,
But the last time I talked to you, you said this short dick white boy can't prove gravity. So I think that's going to be almost entirely up to you.
All right. All right. So if we debate, can we at least agree on one thing? If I debate you on the flat Earth, can we at least agree that whoever shows the most prosperous amount of evidence, right, would win? Correct.
Whoever shows the most prosperous.
Whoever shows more evidence, like wherever the evidence is more, do you agree would win? Correct.
That should be how things go. Whoever has the both the preponderance and the quality of evidence, that ought to be the idea that we go with. Yes, I agree.
Cool. So, like remember last time, right? We debated. You showed a lot of math. Well, excuse me, you showed nothing actually.
Yeah, you showed math, but you didn't know how to do any of the math.
That's not true. You don't know what the R stands for in a math equation, which is radius. Remember, I just watched all of our clips before I joined this panel.
No, I do know that.
No, you didn't. I can you. Okay, well, I'm not gonna argue about that, but we can start if you want.
Sure. When the final experiment guys, when they went to Puentos Aires, the sun rose in the southeast. That's literally impossible if the Earth is flat.
Okay. Can we agree that the sun doesn't prove the shape of the ground? It would just
No, we can't do that. Because the shape of the Earth has implications. The Sun-Earth system has predictable properties, and the globe model, the heliocentric globe model, even the geocentric globe model, has accurate predictions, and the flat Earth model has zero.
We have no model. That's why it's kind of
that's because you don't have a representative account of reality.
No,
modeling things is how you demonstrate the validity of a claim that you have. And the reason you don't have a model is because your
we're not in
your opinion or whatever we want to call this, the flat Earth concept, is incapable of representing reality, which means it's incapable of being modeled, which is all the justification we have for saying that it's false. Or all the justification we need for saying that it is false.
Okay, so we don't have a model because we don't concede, we don't appeal to specific things we don't know, right? That's why, Peter. Not because we don't.
But you can't even make predictions in science.
Really?
We try to discover new things, and we use models to make new predictions. And when those models accurately reflect reality, we have justification in saying that we have an accurate representation of reality. It's like
So,
it's the JTB
Peter,
system of knowledge, justified true belief.
Peter, if we have no predictions, man, first of all, that's a claim you'd have to back up. We have plenty of, like, we can predict everything just fine. Matter of fact, NASA still uses the Sorrow Mayonic 12-month calendar to predict lunar and solar eclipses based off of a flat geocentric plane, right? So let's not pretend we
That
don't.
is absolutely false, because you cannot get an eclipse with a flat plane.
Sir, I'm not. The Sorrow cycle, you ever heard of it? Do you know what it is? The Babylonians used it 2,000 years, about 4,000 years ago, right? They predicted solar eclipses and lunar eclipses. NASA still uses
You
that.
cannot have a solar or, well, you certainly can't have a lunar eclipse with a flat Earth. That's not possible.
You know what else isn't, bro? 1 second, Peter. You always do this, bro. You tell me I'm wrong, and then I'm gonna have to fact check myself real quick. This is NASA's Sorrow cycle day count that they used still, Mr. Peterson, based off of your Sorrow Mayonic cycle.
I don't have a Sorrow Mayonic cycle.
It's in front of me. All right, dude. I'm not trying, bro. If you're gonna be, I'm trying to have a genuine conversation, dude. Like no bullshit, dude. This is a Sorrow cycle based off of the Babylonians that they're still using to predict your lunar and solar eclipses. Your claim says we can't predict shit.
Where in there does it say that Earth is flat?
Once again, now he's fucking deflecting. Awesome, cool. So now that I showed myself, right, that we do predict things.
No,
right?
you don't, because that's not a flat Earth model.
Sir, this isn't. I didn't claim to a model for the 4th time. I said we predict things, right, way before you did. The Aztecs, Egyptians, and all of them predicted
Your
everything.
predictions are predicated on the way that your system is set up. So is your system set up with the underlying assumption that Earth is flat and that the moon moves in concentric circles above the Earth, and so does the sun? No. Then you don't make any predictions.
Okay, so in other words, he's just gonna whine about it. That's cool. So how about this? How about I show an observation that's gonna debunk your radius value, right, of 8 inches per mile square, right?
That is not my radius value.
I'm gonna debunk your radius with an observation of 8 inches per mile square, which is used.
I don't hold to 8 inches per mile squared for my radius value, so that would be completely irrelevant. Plus, that is a tangent. That is a parabolic tangent where the observer is standing is the horizon. That is not how observations are made on the Earth by human observers. The horizon is multiple miles away from you.
Choose some geometry real quick, right? Ready, Mr. Peterson?
No, I'm not ready.
All right, cool. So he claims that he doesn't appear.
Free, I'm not ready.
Right, but let me teach
Free,
you.
I'm not ready.
Oh my God, this guy is so fucking.
Can you wait a second for me to be ready?
Well, yeah, you don't understand fucking geometry. You're trying to pretend.
Well, then I guess I'll never be ready. So what do you want to talk about instead?
Your religion, sir. Right. So if you have a radius of 3673, right, with a circumference of 24,373, right, Mr. Planet Peterson, you can derive your tangent drop of the spheroid using the Pythagorean theorem.
The Pythagorean theorem?
Pythagorean theorem.
Holy, you're not even trying anymore. The Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
Peterson,
you are deriving curvature from a hypotenuse.
Sir, I'm not trying to like it's not like last time. I'm not trying to sound like or bully or ridicule or none of that shit.
I am. I wasn't going to until you said that you use the Pythagorean theorem to derive curvature.
No, I said you can use that Pythagorean theorem to measure the tangent drop of a spheroid with the radius of 3673, which is your radius, sir. If you want to keep crying about it, you can, or you can look at my page.
I definitely do.
Cool. So you don't know math. I'm gonna teach you real quick, all right? So in 1 mile, how many feet of drop should there be, Mr. Peterson?
Whatever the Earth curve calculator says.
Can you stop Googling shit, man? How do you always have to use a computer when you debate, Mr. Peter? Or are you not prepared for the debate?
Where'd you get these images from? A computer? So you have to use a computer when you debate?
But I came prepared. If you want to do your homework, you shouldn't be.
How does this work again? You use the Pythagorean theorem to derive curvature?
No, to derive the tangent drop of a spheroid.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. It does create a parabolic equation, which is why we only use it for local distant observations. Or if you want, you can cry about it, use 69.1 miles per degree, which is works just fucking fine. You're gonna get the same tangent drop. So if you want to do that, that's fine. We want to do that, cool. Let me show you my observation, Peter, and then I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
debunk your radius, and then we'll move on, man.
Go ahead.
Cool.
What's your observation?
Yeah, man. 1 second. I'm pulling it up right now for you.
Okay.
Don't you worry. Do me a favor. Can you also send me my clip after this so I can post it on my TikTok?
Can I send you what?
When we're done debating, can you send me this clip so I can put you on my TikTok to show my friends why you're a joke and you don't know what you talk about, and you tell everybody and ridicule people for things you don't even know, which is kind of astonishing. It's kind of astonishing, dude, but it's whatever. So you know, you're familiar with the skyline, correct, Mr. Peter?
Yeah, who took this picture? Because it wasn't you.
Oh my God!
What's the name of this picture?
Yeah, this is the guys. Anyone who's watching who isn't incapable of a conversation, because clearly he is.
Who took this picture?
This is Chicago skyline seen from St. I mean, I can Google it for you. I don't know his exact name.
Yeah, go ahead, because I'm pretty sure I've looked at this before, and this is going to be really funny when we go over this.
That's fine.
Yeah, who took this picture?
We can laugh together. You can Google it since you're.
Who took this picture?
Can you Google it for me? I'm not trying to get off my page to go Google it.
You do have a point with that. Here, I'm looking some stuff up here on my computer real quick.
Yeah, this picture was on the news, so it's not like it's the news called it a mirage. Anyone watching, right?
Yep, that's exactly what I thought. So you are using, I can't believe that you idiots are still using this insane lie, this Chicago skyline picture. So that was taken, let's see.
Yeah, I didn't ask, Peter. Can we just run the numbers? It was actually taken on 6/11/2016. But if you want, Mr. Peterson, if you want, Peter, we can actually talk.
That picture, hold on. That picture was taken by, what's his name? Ah, man, my stupid screen is too small. His name is, you can actually go on his Facebook page and see it. Joshua Nowicki took that picture, okay? Joshua Nowicki. You can literally go to Joshua Nowicki's Facebook profile and you can see this picture. And in the comments of his picture that he took, Joshua Nowicki says, well, actually, you know what? I'm not going to reveal that information yet. You go ahead and you give me your numbers, and then I'll show everybody what a liar you are. Go ahead.
All right, cool. That's fine. All right, cool. Anyone, I'm like I said, you already.
Yeah, I'm still waiting.
Yeah, so do me a favor. Can you
literally still waiting? Go ahead. Give me the numbers.
Try not to use it homonyms, all right? Doesn't make you look smart, all right?
I'll hom all over your nom, bro. Give me the numbers.
Jesus Christ. All right, cool, guys. This is a 57-mile observation.
Yep.
This is taken from St. Joseph, Michigan. When you take into account of its distance of 57 miles, based off of the radius value, there should be over 2,038 feet of drop between point A and point B.
Right? Okay, hold on. Now, how much drop?
Over 2,000 feet of drop, Peter.
Congratulations, you're a fucking liar and an idiot. Now let's watch what happens. Okay. So let's flip the camera, see if I can zoom in here. This is going to be a little awkward. So here's the Earth curve calculator, 57 miles. You set your observer height as 0. That's how you got over 2,000 feet, you fucking idiot.
1 second, Mr.
No, you've been debunked in real time. Once again, you can see, I actually have a video on this. It's over for Nathan Thompson. It's over for free too. I'm wearing the same jacket in that video than I am right now. So you can go to Joshua Nowicki's Facebook page, and he tells you that he took this picture from on top of a sand dune. And then what you can do is you can go to Google Maps and you can look up the sand dunes in the park he was at. Oh, shoot. I just totally fucked that up. You can go to the sand dunes at the park he was at, and you can get their elevation. And what you find is that he was a couple hundred feet, I believe it was. Yeah, 143 feet above the ground. Oh, sorry. This is hard to multitask the camera. You find that he was 143 feet above the ground. So what you did here, so just so we understand, you guys are liars. You're either lying, stupid, or incompetent. You said there should be 2,000 feet of drop. No, there shouldn't, because you plugged in. I've never done a real-time debunk like this. I'm actually really proud of myself. So thank you, Free. Thank you so much for doing this for us. This is some of the funniest content that I'm ever going to have. So you said that there would be over 2,000 feet of drop. That is false. That's from an observer height of 0. So no, your debunk of this photo is based on you either lying or being stupid. So are you lying? Are you stupid? Or did you just not do the research? Lying, stupid, ignorant. Those are your 3 choices.
Yeah. I would do C, none of the above. All right. So
C, I said lying, stupid, or incompetent. So C is the incompetent one. So you are incompetent. It is by your own admission. Thank you very much. What do you want to talk about next? Because this debunk of yours has been thoroughly debunked. So what do you want to talk about?
Please send me the clip when you're done. So first of all, if you didn't interrupt me, Peter.
The clip of you lying about what the amount of curvature should be.
Why can't you just debate?
The amount of curvature that you gave is a complete lie. Why did you lie about how much curvature there should be?
I didn't finish talking, Peter. Okay, so are you ready to start?
So
talking?
no, you did lie and you were done. You're done, son. All right, you're gonna have to. You and your fucking ramen noodle hair. You're done. Okay. So you said that from 57 miles there should be over 2,000 feet of curvature. That is if your head is lying on the ground.
Correct. That didn't finish my fucking sentence. So how about you relax?
It doesn't matter because this photo is not going to support what you said. Because the whole thing was predicated on you need 2,000 feet of hidden curvature, but that's not actually what should have happened. Okay, that was 1 second that I gave you. So now I need you to tell us, why did you use 0 as your observation height?
So first of all I stated was 2.
No, the question I asked you is, why did you use 0 as your observation height?
Peter, bro,
yes, oh, your false god. Why did you set 0 as your observation height? Why did you set 0 as your observation height?
7 miles.
I'm going to make this extremely easy for you. It's so easy that even a guy with ramen noodle hair could understand. Why did you set 0 as your observation height?
Okay, so first of all, I didn't finish talking.
Why did you set 0 as your observation height?
I didn't.
Why did you do it?
Please, bro. Matter of fact, bro, I will owe you $100 if you could show me a clip where I said my observer height was 0. I never said that, you idiot. I said the distance based off of the radius, there should be a drop of 2,000 feet, you fucking moron.
No, right? There shouldn't, because the observer height is above, is more than 0, which means that is not the case. So go on. Go on, King.
Watch this, Peter. So first of all, I said the tangent drop should be over 2,000 feet.
No, now, you said there should be that much curvature.
Yes, you fucking idiot, based off of the tangent drop. Now when we put the observer's elevations, I promise you it's going to add up now, right? Ready, Peter? The observer height.
Okay, well, you promised.
Take a guess. Take a guess. What's the elevation above sea level for Chicago skyline, Peter?
I used to know it because I did the video there, but
that's okay. I'll tell you. I'll tell it here.
600 something feet, I think. 500 something feet.
Close. Here, I got it here. I got it right here. 630. Okay. St. Joseph, Michigan.
Elevation of.
Awesome. So
elevation of Lake Michigan, yes. 577 feet. So since Chicago is on the shore, Joseph, it would be 577 feet. Oh my God,
your math is astonishing. The fact that you think you got people watching thinking you're smart is insanity. So
free.
Check it out, Peter.
It's free. You have a picture over the surface of Lake Michigan. You need to know the elevation of Lake Michigan. It's 577 feet. You are wildly over it.
Sir, St. Joseph, Michigan elevation above sea level is 198 meters. You fucking idiot. Now we're gonna take the observation.
That's completely irrelevant because the floor.
Oh my God, it's irrelevant.
The floor is Lake Michigan, and the floor is 577 feet.
You're new to this, aren't you, Peter?
I'm really not. So you're making observations over Lake Michigan. Lake Michigan is your floor. Lake
So
Michigan is 577 feet above sea level.
Peter, I understand this. Watch, when we put the observation levels of two targets, right? This is nothing. This is just, I'm gonna put the numbers in the Walter
It's
Blisman.
nothing? Okay, well then make it go away.
I'm going to put the numbers in the Walter Blisman calculator to debunk your shitty radius that you don't know about, all right? So let's put the elevations into the number right here, right? So if you have an observer height above sea level, 198 meters, or in other words, 630 feet above sea level. Now the other observer height was 500, and what did you say, Peter?
Lake Michigan is 577 feet above sea level.
Awesome, cool. Now, when you put these both into context, right, you will get an observer height of 24 feet above sea level compared to the target's distance.
Literally
Now,
false. You don't know what his elevation was. He tells you that he took it from on top of a sand dune. When I looked at those sand dunes, the median height is about 143 feet higher than the elevation of Lake Michigan.
Yes, I hear you, Pop-Tart. I understand what you're saying, all right?
Pop-Tart, that's a funny one.
That's why I put the elevations into the number calculator. Okay, Peter?
Yeah, so I did that too.
When you have an observer height, right, when you put them two into comparison to equalize to observer height is actually only 24 feet above sea level. Okay, so now when you put the Walter Blisman target height,
where did 24 come from? Because the top of those dunes, he's well over 100 feet above the surface of Lake Michigan. You keep calling Lake Michigan sea level, which is false.
I'll give you 100. It's still going to debunk your radius. You know that, right?
Go with 143 feet. Yep.
Cool, awesome. 143 feet above sea level.
Yep.
Bro, why? I literally didn't even. Wow, that's crazy. You guys are so petty, bro. You guys are so petty, bro.
You're still here, so don't worry about it for now.
Bro, that's why I said I don't want to that's the wrong one. That's why I said I don't want to like straight ad hominems, bro, because like that shit's so frustrating, bro. like Peter, chill the fuck out. I'm trying to actually have a debate, dude. Like actually grow the fuck up, dog. For 5
I
seconds.
haven't said anything, and I'm not the one that reported.
All you do is talk shit and harass.
Can you give me the numbers already?
The numbers, okay?
Yeah.
Cool. So when we take the observer height, we'll grant you 140 feet. Who gives a shit, Peter? All right. If I have a 140-foot observer looking at a 57-mile distance to a target height of 1,300 feet tall, which is the highest point in Chicago skyline, correct, Peter? You want to Google that too? What's the highest point in Chicago skyline? The highest tower is exactly, I think, what? I'll even grant you 1,400.
The Willis Tower?
Yeah, I think it's what? 1,350, 1,400 feet tall.
1,451. Well,
Cool.
if you include this says it goes up to 1,729, but whatever.
What the hell? Yeah,
that must be like with its antenna or something. I don't know.
The target height's about 1,400, 1,450. We'll give you 1,450.
Yep, that's fine.
Observer eye level above sea level is 140 feet. Target target height is 100 and excuse me, not 100.
Yep.
1,450.
Yep.
All right. Awesome. Yep. So between point A and point B, there should be over 2,038 feet of drop based off of your radius value.
Nope. Should be 1,196.
Is that a zero?
Is what at zero?
Your amount of drop, is that from a zero height, a 0 feet observer? No,
it's from it's from 143 foot.
It's over 2,000 feet of drop, dude. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
No, it's not over two.
Oh
we literally, you're still doing that same claim. That was with an observer height of 0. If you're 143 feet above the ground with a 57-mile target distance, it's 1,196 feet. That's the hidden target height, which is more than a lot of the buildings in that picture. But if the earth is flat, we should be able to see the bottoms of those buildings. We don't. The light is bending.
So Peter, so for starters, if your observer height's 1 second, not based off of elevation yet, but just based off of the distance, right? Not taking into account of the observer's elevation, right? Based off of your distance, there should be 2,166 feet of drop. Now, when we put the observer's elevations in the Walter Blisman calculator, right, we agree to 143 feet observer height And you said St. Michigan, excuse me, the Chicago skyline was what? We agreed to what, 1450? Correct?
Yeah, the Willis Tower, 1450.
Awesome. Congratulations. Cool. So now the only problem, Mr. Peter, right, is that when you put this into the Walter Blisman calculator, it states that the target distance should be under your horizon.
Maybe you should use an Earth curve calculator and get the correct number, which is 1,196.
This is an Earth curve calculator, genius. Where do you think I found it?
I don't know, some flat Earth blog site or something.
Oh my God, this is literally. Oh, this guy is such a crybaby, dude. Holy shit.
So I have the number right here, 1,196 feet of drop with an observer height of 143 feet and a target distance of 57 miles.
Curvecalculator.com. It's literally a curve calculator.
Is that a tangent or is that tangent?
This is a drop. This is a drop from
Yeah.
the tangent.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So the observer height is 0 on that.
At the
Congratulations,
moment,
you did it
yes,
again.
I literally already know this. You fucking, oh my
Then
God.
quit
this
using
guy,
that
dude.
number because the observer height is not 0. It's 143 feet.
I'm showing you how much drop there should be before you even take an account of any target or observer elevation, dude.
It
Just based
doesn't
off
work
the
that way.
distance.
You don't plug
I'm
in
not-
height.
oh my
You
God,
don't
this
plug in
guy-
height after you've calculated the curvature drop. That has to be part of it because the higher
Yes,
you
Peter,
go,
we know
because
this,
when you
okay.
go
Oh my
up,
God,
you
oh my
don't
God.
linearly see farther. It's
Peter,
you exponentially see farther.
Peter,
So you're
Peter.
the amateurishness
Oh
with
my
which
God,
you're
dude.
doing this is really
showing-
actually funny.
No, Peter. What I'm doing is actually this. I'm showing your 225 viewers here that based off of, before we take any accounts of altitude or elevations or whatever, just based off of the distance on your spheroid, there should be 2,000 feet of drop. Now, when you
Nope.
put it,
Nope.
bro,
You don't
Peter.
do this based off of observer heights of 0 and then
Peter, does it-
add the observer height afterwards. That's not how you do this.
Peter. So if I want to measure the drop in 50 miles, how many feet of drop is there, Peter?
You want to know
From a 0-foot observer, what's the amount of drop on a 50 mile observation, Peter?
that's not how you compare this because you're comparing
Oh my
apples and oranges.
No, I'm not. It's
Yes, you are.
1,663 feet of drop, 0.4. All right, Peter.
You don't
So-
add I'm going to say it for the 5th time. I will not say it 6 times. You don't add observer height after you've calculated the amount of curvature from a tangent to then demonstrate what you should be able to see. You have to do it beforehand.
Peter, I understand that.
No, you don't, because you keep violating that
principle.
principle.
You know what? Fuck it, Peter. I'll just give you the numbers. All right, cool. So 143 foot observer above sea level, target distance of 1453. Put in a Walter Blisman calculator. If you want to go on waterblisman.com right now and do it yourself.
No, I'll use Earth curve calculator and get the actual number, which is 1,196.
We're talking about.
I even
your
have the one that he's
observation,
asking for,
idiot.
and it's
Oh my
not giving the
God.
numbers he says.
So, Peter. do you
Hold
watch-
on. Free. Hold on. Average Glober is using Walter Bismuth or whatever it is you said, and he's not getting the same number.
Walter Bismuth, it's Walter Blisman, dog.
Okay,
It's
Wolf,
neither.
the wolfblitzer.com
Walter
website.
Bislin.
Yeah,
Walter
Wolf Blitzer.
Bislin.
Okay,
Oh my
okay.
God, he doesn't even know what the calculator app's called, dude. What a goof.
I don't see how that matters. I have it pulled up. I'll bend the knee for you, okay? So this is from ABC. This is where the story was, skyline skepticism, that, you know, this is what you're talking about. Same picture. All the numbers right here. So distance is 53 miles from Warren Dunes, which is where he's at. I even went with your 57 number. I'll grant you the extra couple miles, whatever. Tower Hill is actually 250 feet tall, not 143. Whatever. I'll grant you the 143. Fine.
Bro, Tower Hill. what are you talking about,
1450.
Tower Hill?
Yeah, Sears Tower 1450. We'll work with that number. I didn't plug in any refraction. You should still see the tower. 253.3 feet or 5 feet should be visible with the numbers you gave, which were all off. I granted you all of the numbers, which were wrong, and we still see the tower using Walter Bislin's.
Oh man.
Hey,
You-
average,
You
average,
haven't
real
made a
quick,
case for
average,
yourself.
average. 1 second, average. What height was the observer in Walter Bliss for the observation? What was the observer's height?
143 is what I put for you because that's the number you had. But the
That's-
real number is 250.
So the observer height, right? Did you take into account of the target's height?
Yep, it's right there. Target size 1450. We're just using Sears
no,
Tower.
no, you're not doing it right. You thought you guys ate for a second. That's kind of goofy. So what you do is
Oh,
this,
man.
average, right? So
What
what
is
Chat,
would-
chat,
you
what
do
is it
this, average.
doing?
Average, when you take the observer height with the target's height, not the building, you idiot, the target above sea level, right? That's what you're supposed to be doing. That equalized to over 24 feet above sea level in reference to the skyline sea level. Does that
No,
make
you're
sense?
actually just giving this number. You're not paying attention to where it tells you how much of the target is visible versus hidden.
He's
You're
just
just
looking at
bringing on
drop.
the drop.
Oh my fucking god.
Average.
He's looking at the tangent curve. The thing I kept telling even when he said, "No, I'm accounting for that,"
Peter,
he
shut the
still
fuck
was
up,
giving
Peter.
that
You gotta
number
ask
in the
somebody for
end.
help, Peter,
Chat, what is it doing? It's giving tangent drop even after it said that it wasn't going to do that. Holy fucking shit free. This is so bad. So if you use a real Earth curve calculator and we do the actual height, which apparently was 250 feet, and we use 53 miles, then the only amount of hidden target distance will be 754 feet. That's it.
I agree, but you're not.
Okay,
listening.
so then there's no problem with the image because the image is showing the tops of buildings, not the bottoms of buildings. Exactly what you would expect if the Earth is curved. What do you want to talk about next?
Listen, Peter, what you're doing is correct, but the part you're not putting into the calculator is the reference of sea level of the both observers. Not your. All you're doing is putting a reference above sea level for one observer.
Free, do you think that on the east side of Lake Michigan, the water is higher than on the west side of Lake Michigan?
Yes, it's above. It's different.
You're
sea
a
level, you
fucking
dumb fuck.
genius, you idiot.
Oh my God.
Congratulations.
You think you're
Lake Michigan is higher in elevation in the east than it is in the west. I don't know what to do anymore.
Fine.
Chat, it thinks that Lake
Wait, no,
Michigan is higher in elevation in the east than in the west. And I think it's going to try to conflate. He gave me the elevation of the city,
look it up,
which
Peter.
would be like the elevation on land above the floor from which we're basing our measurement on, which is completely irrelevant.
Look
Well,
it up
even-
for you, Peter.
even
I
if
can
you
show
do
Peter.
add
I'll show
that-
you. I'll show you, Peter. I'll show you. It's easy to laugh, but I'll show you, man. 1 second.
Yeah, well, Tartar, I was going to say, even if we do that, and keep in mind,
No,
both
shut
of
the
the
fuck up,
measurements, the
average. I don't even know
250
why you're
and
up here, dog.
1450,
Peter can't even debate by himself. He needed help because he doesn't know how to do fucking math.
he actually explained it perfectly fine. I just wanted to come up and show a visual. That was all.
Okay, Free, what do you want to talk about now? What other proof
So,
of
Peter,
the Earth being
Peter,
flat do
stop-
you have?
Stop giggling, Peter, and actually listen for 5
I
seconds.
can't. You're too silly.
Look it up right now in front of everybody right now. Show me the target distance. Excuse me. Look it up. If I'm crazy, that's cool. At least back your shit up.
The
Look
elevation
up
of Lake
the
Michigan
elevation
on the east side is 577 feet. The elevation of Lake Michigan on the Chicago side is 577 feet.
No, it was taken from
No?
St.
Okay.
Joseph, Michigan, you idiot. Not
St.
just-
Joseph's is a city, and cities are on land, and land
Yes,
has
oh my God,
topography.
look up the
All that does is
elevation
change
above
your
sea
target
level.
height, not the base over which the observation is being made, which is Lake Michigan.
So Peter, so let me ask you this. So if St. Joseph, Michigan is above sea level, 630 fucking feet. You telling me that the other side is 570, you dumb fuck.
I'm
That does
telling
not
you that
equalize to
the shore
same
of
sea
Lake
level.
Michigan on both sides is
don't know what you're talking about,
577
Peter.
feet.
Peter, you don't know what you're talking about. You're not taking into account of both elevations. You got two different elevations, Peter.
I'll add the elevations. I bet you we can still see the tower. Even if we can't, you're not supposed to do that, but let's grant it.
You were
What are the numbers?
supposed to do that, but bro, average. Can you drop, bro? Like I don't know why he needed help. It's kind of weird that you need somebody to help you do
That's
your
up
math.
to you,
Peter.
Peterson. If I'm crashing.
Yeah, Peter.
feel free.
We're doing a 1v1 debate, Peter. I know you're scared. And
I don't take orders from people with Dollar Tree perms. So free.
Peter, I would take
You
your
have-
dog. You're ugly
you
as fuck,
have-
Peter.
This is Lake Michigan. And then, so that is your base. And yes, the elevation of the
God,
base
you
of Lake
can actually
Michigan extends to the land down here. But,
Yeah, let me do an observation.
but
not
that's
to get
completely so the elevation of where you are on land is completely irrelevant. The
Oh
the
my God, this
base,
guy cannot
which is
do
Lake
that.
Michigan, that is what you establish your elevation for, like the observation with respect to what? Elevate, because your elevation is with respect to something. And we're not going with respect to sea level. We have to go with respect to
It's
what I'm
above
just
sea
what I'm
level.
just
Oh my
calling
God.
the floor. The
You're
floor
so
is Lake
dumb.
Michigan here.
Peter, bro, my friend used an infrared camera and he was able to see people walking on the fucking pier. What the fuck are you talking about? You take
Wow,
both-
from over 100 feet
Nope.
above Lake Michigan, which would be possible because
No,
as you go higher, you can see
it's
farther.
Not 100 feet, you idiot. When you take into account of the opposite elevation height, oh my God, this guy is incompetent as fuck.
People,
It's okay, though. It's
the
okay, though. It's
pier,
okay.
the
I don't
pier
even-
is
I'm
on
used
Lake
to it.
Michigan. Lake Michigan is 577 feet above sea level.
Yes, and the St.
Yeah.
Joseph is 630, you dumb fuck.
Yeah,
It's
which
equal.
means they're higher up, which means they'll be able to see over the
Yes,
curvature pretty.
which means
Yes,
that the
which
target
means
height
that
is
what your
150.
friend saw is completely what you would
Oh my
expect if the Earth is curved. Yeah, there we
God,
go.
God. Peter, when they equalize, it's not 143 above sea level anymore, you dumb fuck. They equalize to over about what, 20? Well, let's do the math. 635, what'd you say? 570?
577.
Cool. What's 630 minus 577, Peter?
That would be 53. I don't know.
630 minus 577.
Yeah,
That's what,
53.
28. Well, Peter.
53.
So,
My mental math
Cool.
was correct.
Peter, so when you put this into the Walter Blisman calculator, your observer height's not 140 anymore, sweet cheeks. Now it's 50.
So don't you have to do the same thing to the other side?
Now you got a 50-foot observer making an observation over 57 miles, right? Now you put that. Go ahead, turn on your camera, average Glober. Let's put this in the Walter Blisman calculator.
Yeah, sure. Don't you
Let's
have to
put
do?
a
Wait.
50-foot observer.
Yeah, sure. We'll do that. Don't you have to do the same thing to the other side?
That's why it's 50 feet, you dumb fuck. We just
so
did
how
that.
much? So how much do we? So hold on. How much do we?
You guys
You're-
are dumb as
no.
fuck. Oh my
Free.
God.
You're still setting the
No.
other side as 0.
Peter.
But
No, I'm not. Oh my God.
yeah, you
Peter.
are, because we subtracted their height from
if this is-
the level of Lake Michigan. But if they're on a pier, they're above it.
Yeah, this
Not
is
by
too
much.
easy, dog.
Although some of those piers are really tall, so I don't know.
Peter, this is way too easy, dog. Look,
I know, and you still can't do it.
yeah. You don't want to ask for help because you know damn well you'd be fried right now, dog. So check it out, Peter. All right.
No.
Yeah, we both. Hey, Peter. Well, let me ask you this. Never mind, I'm not even gonna do it. I'm gonna stay on topic. I'm not gonna deflect. So check it out, man.
So you know that 630 feet isn't the height from which these observations are made, though, right? That's just the
I
mean
know
elevation
this.
of
It
the
was
city.
mean above the sea level. I understand that, Peter.
No, 630 is not the number. It's way bigger than that. Like the photo you showed,
No.
he took that from either on top of a sand dune or on top of an observation tower.
Peter, if I have an observer 600 feet above sea level on point A and point B, the observer is only 500 feet above sea level, right? But the observation on point A was made about, let's say, 100 feet above their actual sea level, which was already 600 from the start. That doesn't equal 600 feet above sea level. That equals 100 feet above sea level. Does that make sense, Peter?
I know that, and I put that into my calculation.
No, you didn't know
Yes,
that.
I
You only
did.
used one
I did
observer
143
elevation.
feet
You're lying
above
like
sea
shit.
level, 57
Oh my
mile
God.
target, and I got
It's
1,196.
not 143 anymore.
Yes, it is.
We just came to the conclusion it was 58 to start off with.
No,
Plus you add on,
because
the observer
that's
height.
that's the mean elevation of the city that they were located in,
God,
not
come
the
on.
actual height of where they actually were when they took the actual picture.
Okay, cool. So Peter,
You fucking Pop-Tart.
Peter, so do you Peter, do you?
Why do you not get this? He took the photo from on top of a sand dune. The sand dune, you can look up how high they are. They're over 700 feet above sea level, or above, well, yeah, above sea level,
It's not
which is
above sea
about
level,
150 feet higher than Lake Michigan.
Peter, you gotta
Peter.
listen to me here, man. When if cool, we'll give you one. Even if it was 150, awesome. Now, what's the sea level of the opposite side of the lake, Peter? Because it's not the same. St. Joseph, Michigan is sea level is not the same sea level from the other side of the lake. You understand that, Peter?
You are not telling us what sea level is. That's the elevation
Oh
above sea
my
level of the
God,
city.
this guy
The
can't be mad,
Chicago
bro.
skyline, Chicago is on the shore of Lake Michigan. Lake Michigan is 577 feet above sea level.
All right, so Peter, so can you put it in the Walter Blisman calculator? What did it say? Average?
I'm not going to Wolf Blitzer's website. I have it on Earth Curve Calculator right here.
Oh my God, that's not gonna show you-
143 feet of observer height with a 57 foot or a 57 mile target distance, but the real numbers are actually 250
hidden
and
height?
53.
What's the hidden height, Peter?
If you use the real numbers, 754.5.
754.5, Peter.
Yep.
But you got a skyline that's how many feet tall?
The tallest
1450?
building goes up to 1,500 feet or whatever it is.
Cool.
So less than half of it is covered up.
So, well, Peter, hold on. Do me a favor. Can we see your screen real quick?
Not really, because I guess I sort of can. Don't pay attention to that. That's me.
This guy is goddamn.
Whoop. I'm trying to zoom in. There she be.
Hey, so do me a quick favor. Where is that showing you your hidden target height? The bottom one, right?
Yes.
Cool. So the observer height, you got 250 feet above sea level?
Yes.
Cool. So if it
that's not sea level. That's just how high they are from the base.
Yes, and the base you're not putting into relative.
We don't need
sea
to
level.
because all of that math has already been
Yes,
done.
You do.
No, you
Oh my-
don't.
Oh my God, this guy, dog! I can't even do it with this
The
guy.
tower is 250 feet
Yeah, let me
tall.
make an
It doesn't
observation right
matter what the elevation of Lake Michigan is. It's
It does
250
matter.
feet tall.
It
No,
does
it
matter,
doesn't.
dog.
John,
does
what
matter.
chat? What is it doing?
Matter. All the numbers matter, Peter. I'm sorry you don't understand that, but every number
I'm
matters.
already doing all of the math that you're asking for is already done in advance. I'm not subtracting the this is so
Peter, let me ask you this.
stupid.
Peter, let me ask you this.
Because
Peter,
I'm not putting in 630 feet or anything like that, which is what it is above sea level. I'm just telling you the height above the ground that observation tower was 250
Yes, I
feet.
understand.
What I
Yeah,
looked
but-
up was 143
Oh my God.
feet. That's all you need.
But when you when you take into the account of the target, their height above sea level, Peter, that changes your.
No,
your
it doesn't, because
level.
we're making an observation over a body of water.
God.
And the body of
Yes,
water
no.
on the east side is at the same elevation as the body of water on the
It's
west
not.
side.
We just fucking proved that.
No!
Oh my God. Peter, yo, you're fucking losing. it,
Why
dog.
are you incapable of understanding that because
God.
there's land on the other side
bro,
of the water
Peter, let me ask.
and then land on the other side of the water, that doesn't mean that the water level is two different places. It's not. It's not.
look.
When you're in Chicago, Lake Michigan is the same number of feet above sea level as when you are in St. Joseph's. Do you get that or do you not get that?
Peter, all right, let's.
No,
Yeah.
free. We're not going to do anything else until you answer this question. Do you understand that Lake Michigan is the same elevation at Chicago as it is at St. Joseph's?
No, incorrect.
Okay, then I can't talk to you because you don't understand the most rudimentary
Watch
thing
this.
that
Google
you
it right now.
need
Google it right now.
in
Look
order
up
to
the-
discuss this.
Look up
You're
Chicago.
incapable of grasping it.
not angry. You know what? I'll do it for you. You want me to do it for you? I'll do your homework. Cool. I'll look up the elevation above sea level for Chicago.
No,
And then I'm
you
gonna
need
look
to
up the
look up
elevation
what
of
the
sea level for
elevation of Lake
Michigan.
Michigan at the shoreline of Chicago
I already
is.
did. Dipshit, it's 670 feet.
No, you didn't. That's the elevation
my
of the
God.
city.
Above the sea level.
Free.
It's
Do you,
670 feet above sea level.
it's
Oh
just
my
abs.
God.
Here, I'm going to go to Google Maps and I'm just going to click on the terrain thing and I'll just tell you what it says. Chicago. Well, it's probably not going to give me a number, is it? So for Chicago, do I have to show this to you to get you to finally shut up about this? I probably do, don't I? So I'm going to prove to you that you have this wrong, and then we have to be done because this is so mind-numbingly stupid. So here we go, Free.
Sorry, you can't understand, dog.
No,
Right here.
I do understand.
Above sea level, dipshit.
That's the city
650
for
feet.
the 100th time. That is the city. So here's Chicago, and I don't know. Oh my God, this is actually way too.
So if the
frustrating.
city's above the sea level, why are you crying about where in the city it was taken? We already granted you the dunes height. What the fuck?
Okay, can I get this to show up? Or I don't think you're going to be able to see it,
Bro,
but right there, that says 600. But you can see that's a cliff right next to the shore.
What?
Yeah, that's a cliff right next to the shore.
Helping you, Peter. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
It actually is. So
That
here,
doesn't-
you're muted. That's a cliff next to the shore. So the shoreline is below that, 577 feet. That is Chicago right there. You can't really there. Now you can see it. So now, God, this is really annoying. So now if I go over to St. Joseph's, where is that? Well, it doesn't matter. I'll just go over here. If I go over here, look at that. Right on the shore, 600. But that's a cliff above the shoreline. The shoreline is, like I said, 577 feet.
Above the shoreline. What the fuck are you talking about, Peter?
Holy, you're not actually. Wow.
Oh
Well,
God,
let's do it. Let's do a
Peter,
POV.
Peter, fuck this, Peter. You're incompetent.
Oh,
Peter.
wait. Oh, look, Free. What do you see on the shore of Lake Michigan, Free? What do you see? What is this on the shore of Lake Michigan, Free?
You can see the same thing.
What's this on the shore of Lake Michigan, Free?
Yeah, and all of that is.
Oh, look, it goes up.
Feet. I understand.
This is 577 feet. This is 600 feet.
Yes, and
this is the most embarrassing performance I've ever seen from one of you idiots before.
Yeah, okay, Peter. You're the one that had to ask for back.
I can't do it anymore. It's so mind-numbingly stupid. I can't do it anymore.
I don't know. That might be the first flat earther I've ever seen arguing that water is not in fact level.
I don't know.
That's why I didn't want to really step on anyone's toes. That's exactly what he was doing. I was just waiting for somebody else to point it out.
He was so. I did my best. I drew my pretty little picture, and I was like, no, because we're establishing height above a continuation of that curve, and he just. Oh, the city is 630 feet above sea level. Yeah, the ground is higher than than Lake Michigan. Yes, the city is not. It's not New Orleans. You are correct.
Well, and also the issue with what he was saying, I don't know why he wanted to minus that out of the equation. You would be adding the sea level on top of it.
Dude, yeah. If I added the height of the other person on the other side, that would just make them easier to see.
Right. That's why I was saying, let's go with it. And then he started saying, no, you have to take it away. And it's like, I think he realized that if you do it the way he really should have been doing it, if he wanted to do his weird convoluted fucking equation, then it's just going to make it easier for the globe. He's not making it easier. But it was just weird. I gave him, with his numbers, extra distance of 4 miles. I took away over 100 feet of observer height, and we should have still seen the tower. Using the calculator,
no shit.
I don't know what he wanted.
That was absolutely great. He's still in there. I'm not letting him back up though.
Yeah, that wasn't going anywhere.
Oh
Hello.
man. Hi, what's up?
Hi. Hi. By the way, I'm 20, just so I don't get kicked. But can I see the prompt? Okay.
Yeah, this was
so-
the prompt. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So I disagree. I think that the Earth. Thank you for letting me here. By the way, I know I've been begging for a while, but I do think the Earth is flat. Is there a problem?
Oh, okay. So, why do you think the Earth is flat?
So I could show like some evidence. Hold on one second. Okay, so basically I just have, this is just a whole like thing on like my like different studies, but I have some math right here. Yeah, I just did like a few things, but one second. Yeah, but anyways, so I just have some evidence for flat Earth, you know.
I'm convinced. I saw the math. I'm on board.
I definitely am not.
What do you mean? That didn't flip you?
No.
Ah, man. You gotta open your throat.
Why did you kick the girl?
I don't think she thinks the Earth is flat, actually. Or if she does, it was going to take 10 minutes to articulate a single point. So I was like, no.
Why are you so rude?
To flat earthers?
Calling other people's idiots.
Well, what if they're an idiot though?
Do you know that 0 multiplied by 0 cannot be 1? Which your
Nobody
Big Bang
ever
Theory
said that
says?
it is.
Oh yeah, it said Big Bang Theory said that nothing collided with nothing, and here you go, a boom.
It's coming in hot.
What is a bang? Do you know how numbers and all the science came from? And what a science is actually? What science is? Can you tell me?
What is a science?
Yes, exactly.
Do you like regarding this thing like with the zeros?
I asked the question.
That's fucking cute that you don't realize that you're not in your own little safe space, princess. But so do you not like, are you unaware that the absolute
I asked a question. It would be very polite if you answer that.
Yeah, I am. But do you actually understand that the absolute enters into, but itself is incapable of evolution and progress? Do you understand that or not?
Answer the question first, then I will.
So you don't understand this extremely basic concept that the absolute enters into, but is itself incapable of evolution and progress. You don't understand that actually. Because if you want me to tell you what the 0 and the 0 that banged was, but you don't understand this, then you'll never be on my level, and I'll never be able to explain.
I understand that.
Go ahead and explain. Go ahead and explain to us.
As true 0. There's no such thing as true 0, and every object proves some kind of creation. Do you
How does
know
it do that?
Simply.
Go ahead.
No, first of all, answer my question.
No.
What science is?
Yeah,
I'm
go
still
ahead.
waiting for my question.
Science is a
waiting for that
methodological
answer.
practice of studying the natural world that's often predicated on observation and
Yes.
experiment.
Thank you. It's an action. In short, it's
No, I
an
didn't say it's
action.
an action. I said it's a methodological process.
method, process, action, whatever.
Oh, right. I
process.
forgot that you have a middle
don't-
school vocabulary, so methodological isn't going to work for you. So
Idiot, I'm not
science,
American, you stupid
science
bitch.
is when thing happen and 0
No,
plus
it's an
0
action
is not
that
1.
you
Okay.
must act
So now that we're on
something.
your level,
No, you're not on my level, actually, because you First
You
of all,
need me to
you're
dumb it down
talking
for you a
about
little bit more,
vocabulary.
Dulis?
First of all, you mentioned the vocabulary.
So, Dulis, go ahead and give us the evidence for creation that you said you have.
Can you roll back everything? And
Yeah, so Dulis, I'm going to mute you every time you don't give me evidence.
then listen.
Go ahead.
If you keep me muting, you will.
Yeah, you're not giving me evidence, so I'm muting you, and then you'll get another turn here.
If you're not stupid, you will mute me.
Yeah, so if you, I don't know why I said
Impatient-
if. So I'm still
impatient
literally
rude.
waiting for
An
evidence.
intellectual idiot.
Yeah, so I didn't ask for you to say the word intellectual. So what evidence do you have?
Creation. 0 multiplied by 0 cannot be 1. Can you explain how the Big Bang appeared? What is the Big Bang? Explain me in one sentence.
I know for a fact that you have no clue what it is. I can tell that you think that the Big Bang is when nothing turned into something, which means you haven't spent even 5 seconds trying to understand what it is. So I think we're probably done with the Big Bang because you don't know anything about it, unless you want me to teach you
graduated.
about it.
I've graduated school.
Yeah, congratulations. I'm sure
The
I'm
same-
sure the
the
ninth
same
time you
shit
took
as
4th
you.
grade, you finally
fed-
figured some things
I was
out.
fed the same information.
You sound like you're about 43 years old. Did you graduate like last semester from high school? I'm guessing
do I
last semester,
really?
2 semesters ago.
I can make myself sound.
So that's a yes.
67-year-old.
Go ahead and explain what the
I
Big Bang
can-
is.
I can sound like 5-year-old if you want me to, bitch.
No, I don't have the same kink that you do. So what is it? What is the Big Bang? Explain it to us.
Explain. I asked it.
So you don't know what it is.
Ask it.
So we're not going to have
I
a
asked
conversation
it, you
about the
ask
Big Bang
questions
because you
again.
don't know what it is. You are incapable of
I
participating in a
asked-
conversation
I
about the
asked you
Big
to
Bang.
explain me. Yes, I can admit it.
No, because the
I
deal
don't
is
know
you
what it
came
is.
in here claiming that you know that the Big Bang, I would assume, isn't true because of like your understanding of it, but then you gave us an understanding that is completely false. So you don't know anything about the Big Bang. You're not equipped to have a conversation about it.
Oh yeah,
I
dude,
am
I know.
potentially
I asked
willing-
you to explain.
No, I
to
know
me
that you
how-
know. So my question is, why did you say that 0 plus 0 can't equal 1 and bring that into the Big Bang? Why is it that you said that? You have to unmute yourself.
You didn't hear the conversation. I didn't see 0.
Yeah, so the question is, why did you invoke 0 plus 0 or 0 times 0 not equaling 1 as being relevant to the Big Bang? Why did you do that?
So, is it a space vacuum, an absence of matter, or not?
So the
And if
question
it's
is,
a
why
kind of
did you
matter,
do that?
Why is it called
Why
absence of matter?
are you not answering the question? Why is it that you did that?
Trying to answer, idiot? You keep muting me.
I'm still waiting.
Waiting for what?
I'm literally still waiting, actually.
Yeah, okay.
I also waiting for your answers, which you responded with questions. You answered with questions, which is very rude.
So you
Didn't
don't
you know
know
that?
even the first thing about the Big Bang. Okay, I'm pretty sure you think
I
the Earth
know,
is
I
flat.
asked
Do you think the
to-
Earth is
to
flat?
Explain me with one sentence, and you didn't. You asked questions to my
I'll get
question.
around to
What
it.
the
Do you
fuck
think
is
that
this
the Earth
debate,
is
man?
flat?
Yes. No, it's actually round, flat, and hollow.
So you're a professional idiot. Oh, okay, not just an amateur idiot. Okay. Round, flat, and
Oh
hollow.
no, I'm
Jesus
less of an
Christ.
idiot than you, dude. I'm not believing in Santa and that monkey.
Dude
can turn into a
described his
human being.
stomach, his brain, and his girlfriend. Round, flat, hollow. Wow.
Wow, insult. Very good insults.
It was pretty good. It's
Super
better
good.
than anything you could possibly come up with.
Oh my, you gotta give it to him. That was pretty good.
Come up. Yeah, I can come up with my girlfriend. You don't. You're fritschmaching in your right hand all the time. It's I can see it from your beard. man.
man, it's crashing and burning here. Right? I don't know. That wasn't a good response.
So can you answer the
I am a
question or
prophet
not?
and you are my vessel.
I'm-
I said you could never
I'm-
possibly come up with anything even remotely as good. And what you said is, come girlfriend your right hand beard. That's the best you could do.
You actually are.
Please
freaking
tell
deaf,
me
man.
English is not your first language.
Please tell me you are not deaf.
It
because,
is? Oh man, because I could understand
oh
how
my God,
your
I
inability
told
to
3 times I
communicate
am
would make
European,
a
you
little bit of
stupid
sense
dipshit.
based on that,
Are
but
you deaf?
but it is your
Is there
first
a penis in
language.
your
Oh
ear?
no. Oh no.
Is there
Chat,
a penis
it
in your
can't
ear
even do
because you cannot
English.
hear?
Oh man.
Oh man, you're talking with a European and you think every single person
Yeah.
has to have 100% English knowledge? Oh my God, you stupid dipshit. You still believe in a Santa? I'm a 120 millimeter mortar shooter and never accounted for any of the globe data.
You're a what?
Any of
120
the
you're
globe-
120 millimeters tall?
mortar shooter. Are you deaf or what? Are you stupid?
Mortar sure?
Yes, mortar. Yes. Do you know what a mortar is? Oh, you never served in the military. Oh my God, kids.
No,
Oh,
I had enough
so
brain power to get a
sad.
degree, and then I got a second degree.
Oh my God.
Again,
I also
you'll
have-
never
I
be
also
on my
have a
level.
degree.
You'll
I
never be
also
on my
have a
level,
degree,
dude.
like 3 of them, and also have a degree for skills.
A degree for
Actually, and I-
skills. So you went to one of those schools
Yes.
where they teach you life skills because you can't learn any of the other material, and they gave you like a piece of construction paper
No.
with crayon writing on it, and you actually thought that meant that you graduated from school.
Oh no, the paper is
Oh,
given for
no.
real skills.
Oh
No
no,
one is
dude
teaching
dude had to take life skills classes and thought that he graduated, that he has a degree in life skills. Oh no.
Dude, you
Can you
even
microwave a
listen or
Pop-Tart
what?
yet?
I'm 100.
No, you can't microwave a Pop-Tart yet. Okay, maybe you should go back to school and get another degree. That was outside your major. Did you just do like breathing and ass wiping? Was that the core curriculum for you, or was that too advanced?
This is
Who
how
wipes
you
your
debate?
ass?
Is how you debate?
That girlfriend you were talking
I'm a
about?
120 millimeter mortar shooter and never accounted of any of the globe data. Explain that.
Explain that you're a liar?
Liar, I have a video of me doing this. In order to
Interesting.
get that video, I had to do 200 push-ups because no one allows to take videos of the drills. And I had to do 200 push-ups in a row, which you wouldn't do with your fucking fat belly. I can see that belly even below the camera, dude. Do you see a fucking dick?
I actually do have a
Through
response to
that belly?
specifically, Duelist.
No, you don't.
Dude
have
is literally
um,
obsessed with my meat machine. Okay, go on, Glober.
Yeah, so this is going to be the I can't even speak, artillery cannon gunnery. This is from the headquarters of the Department of the Army. You can find this for free online, right? There's plenty of different versions of it. That one specifically was from the Berlin information something. I clicked off of it. This is from the actual
difference between
Army
reading
post
and
that
doing.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So I'm just going to show you this, and once it loads, then you can reply. I
The
barely
difference between reading and doing.
Chat, is it really trying to tell us that because it didn't take into the Coriolis effect for mortars, which only go like what, a few hundred feet, maybe a few thousand feet,
Coriolis
that therefore the
means
globe is
of-
debunked? Because that would be really embarrassing if it was trying to do that.
Embarrassing. I said any of the globe data, not only Coriolis. You're fucking deaf. So deaf and very rude and super immature.
Awesome. So right here, this is going to be deviations
Either you
from
listen
standard
or not.
conditions. So deviations from standard conditions are going to be things, I'm sure if you've worked with artillery, as you say, that you would have to account for, assuming that, let's say you don't have perfect conditions, which would be pretty much ever. So obviously you have range, wind, projectile weight, temperature, density, blah, blah, blah. But there's also the rotation of the Earth. They go into detail on how specifically you can account for it, but they mention it in deflection effects, things like that. But they refer to, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, right? This is 664 pages long. I told you what it's called if you're interested in looking. But they do go
You
into
can-
detail
okay,
on how
one
you would
question.
have to account for those specific things. I would
read everything. Now I have
would
a question.
want to extend the question to you. Why would they go through the effort of adding this into the field artillery manuals if it's just going to be a waste of resources? It's not going to be used. Even though I've specifically heard of people accounting for this, it's in most ballistics calculators.
Well, like you, for kids who will believe anything that is written.
No, I said it's also in ballistics calculators, meaning you can use it while you're on a range shooting.
Why are we talking to a government shill? He literally went to the military to defend his government.
No, nobody does that because for a okay, a question. How do you think? How much time do you think all those calculations take before the shot? How much time?
For a competent person, not long. For you, an eternity.
Can you answer without being an idiot? I need a time.
That was the
Numbers.
best you could come up with. It took you 5 seconds to get that
I'm-
8-word sentence out, and all you could say was, idiot.
Oh my God, I asked a normal question. Can you answer it or what? Or are you gonna keep embarrassing yourself that because you don't know what you
So
what
anyways,
the
your
fuck are
old
you
your own
talking about?
field manual says that you can account for that it does embed calculations
That's not
for
my
the
field
curvature of
manual.
the earth. So congratulations.
Congratulations, I have a book with other rules than that PDF
Okay,
file or
great.
whatever you read from.
And you have the wrong book. You
Yeah,
probably
you
never
do.
hit any of
Oh,
your
wrong book.
targets either.
I
Chat,
asked the
all it
question
told
which you
us was
cannot
that he
answer.
did
Either you
use
answer,
mortars,
either
not
you
that he
debate or
used
not.
them correctly or was successful ever. So
Either you debate or
Dude
not.
probably-
I asked the question.
dude
Either you
probably
answer or
accidentally
not.
bombed his own home base and he got dishonorably discharged.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
I'm talking about
Either
the
you
fact that you're an
debate or
idiot.
not. You're an idiot, dude. You're just talking. You're talking. I'm doing. I have experience in experiments, and you have experience, so much experience in talking. Very sharp tongue. That's very. I don't know how to say. That's cool, man. But I.
That
do
was
things
almost a
in
sentence.
reality.
Congratulations. Maybe
Yes.
maybe
When
you
was
can
the
get
last
an
time you got up
honorary
from that
degree in
chair?
life skills for having almost completed your first sentence one time.
Can you answer the question, which was asked like 3 minutes ago, or are you keep embarrassing yourself? Because this is not how
Says the
people
guy who
debate. It doesn't
thinks that the
matter.
earth is flat,
It-
round, and hollow at the same time.
Oh my God!
Oh,
It
your
shouldn't
false god. Yeah.
Be it shouldn't be triggering for you.
It's not. It's funny.
It's funny.
Yeah. The only
So
thing
do
that
you
would
have
be
your
triggering
pronouns?
is like if you had a family, that would be really unfortunate.
Do you have a pronouns?
Everybody has pronouns.
What are they?
What are pronouns? Pronouns are articles of
Yeah,
speech used to
Of
refer
yours,
to
of yours.
people, I believe.
He, him, zim, zam, zoom. What are those?
Bim,
What are
bam,
yours?
boom, bippity boppity boo. I see you.
So
So, like,
sad
for example,
you.
yours are it, is, stupid. Those are your pronouns. No, I'm just kidding. Just it. Chat, its pronouns are it.
So you gave me the pronouns right now.
Yeah.
But do you
So
think
what
it's
are
real?
wait. Do you have pronouns?
Yeah, he, him.
So those are the pronouns that you use?
Yes, because I know.
Oh, well,
who
I
am.
reject the concept of preferred pronouns. So your pronouns are it.
It's not like.
No, that is what you prefer.
Uh,
You said I go by he, his, but I reject the concept of preferred pronouns, right? Because that's what you reject
Okay.
too. So your pronouns are her, der, and it.
Who told this?
That's
By
what they are.
What? Okay, what is the proof of that?
Chat, it thinks that its pronouns are he, him. So, anyways,
and the way you did the shit with your hair looked so gay, and you're trying to roast me that I'm it.
yeah.
Oh my God, kids! You still believe in Santa, right? And you cannot even
No, but
answer
I'm
the
pretty
simple
sure you
question,
do.
How much time in numbers takes for a artillerist to calculate everything and to shoot? If you cannot
12.
do this and you keep 12 what? 12 hours,
12.
days, seconds, minutes.
Oh my God, Chad! It doesn't know what 12 means. So, when they went to
12
Puentes
what? Minutes,
Aires, the
seconds,
sun
hours,
rose in the
days, 12
southeast.
years.
Hey, buddy, why did the sun rise in the southeast when the final experimenters were in Puentes Aires? Keep in mind that's physically impossible if the Earth is flat.
What is a
So why did that happen? Go ahead.
is a final experiment?
So why is it that the sun rose in the southeast when they were in Puentes Aires?
Is a final experiment.
Yeah, the question actually is why did the sun rise in the southeast?
What is the final experiment? Are you
The
stupid
final
or what?
experiment
The person
was
you're
a
talking to
thing
doesn't
that made
know,
it.
so you
Oh,
have
geez.
to enlighten him.
Mine was like 15 miles or 20 miles or something like that. And they were in there for 40 years. Ouch.
Let's see here. Oh, wait. I think you guys. Okay, YouTube, you should be able to hear me, but my camera's upside down. I got banned until April 6th. That's unfortunate. Yeah, this does prove that there's no such thing as gravity because I'm upside down. Oh man, how do is there a way? Okay, let me change something here real quick. I want to use OBS virtual cam and start virtual cam. Why is this not working? Aha, there we are. Okay. Yeah, I'm upside down because we're in Puentes Aires. Dude, that was the most fun live stream I've had in a long time. And I had a lot more people to talk to. Oh man. That was pretty funny. What did I miss here? Kieran, if NASA has a flat earth model, why don't flat earthers just use that? Is it that flurfers use a model and predictions unless someone else proposes it? Yeah, true. Every time I think of flurfs, what? As a leader of the Illuminati, we are not responsible for Trump, though. Okay, I don't know what that's in reference to. Was it the pronouns thing? Yeah, maybe I got reported by a bunch of lefties. His pronouns are it. Which is just a joke about, because I always say, chat, what is it doing? Aw, man. Oh, you should see people on TikTok dyslexia. It's utterly pathetic. Somebody said they got banned just for asking. Well, that's pretty weird because don't people ask for them all the time? Oh yeah, I did say that I reject the concept of preferred pronouns. So maybe some, I don't know. If you couldn't tell that I was literally adopting his worldview to deny his own pronouns, then you're a fucking idiot, and I don't care. Yeah, they would recognize that as hate speech. Planet Peterson, it's Punta Arenas. No, I'm just gonna say Punta Areolas like I was before. It's point to Uranus. Point to Uranus in Argentina. Ah. Dude, that fucking Free, between Free and that other guy, man, that was hilarious. How long did that go on for? That second guy. How long did I manage to talk to him before I got banned? 21 minutes? 21 minutes is pretty good. JFK's head just kind of did that. Yeah, I mean, I've heard that before. It's like Bigfoot. Bigfoot just is blurry. Are they gonna ban TikTok? I don't know. I mean, they might. I'll just start doing a call-in show on YouTube if they do. We'll see how that goes. Wait, did you get banned? Yeah, I got hella banned. I didn't see what the reason was. Let me go look. My appeal was not approved. No. For hate speech and hateful behavior. Yep. So I got a strike for that too. Yeah. So you can't even troll people that are saying that say bigoted things. You can't even tell bigoted people that they're being bigoted satirically because according to TikTok, that's the same thing as hate speech. Remember, kids, calling out hate speech is the same thing as hate speech. That is the part about the content moderation on TikTok that I absolutely cannot stand. Due to all of your transphobia, yeah. No, I wasn't being transphobic. I was rejecting cis pronouns because he was a biological male identifying with male genders, but I was rejecting those pronouns. The Planet Peterson Legal Defense Fund. Thanks. I don't think that'll go very far, but thank you. Did you get banned? Yeah, I'm banned for 1 week from going live. I have an alt account, I guess. Except I changed the name of my alt account to Giga Alpha Chad, and I was gonna use that account to just pretend to be a right-wing idiot. I've never done it. I have yet to do it though. Planet Peterson. What is the comment pop-up thing? How does that work? Oh, I'm using a website called StreamYard, and it has this built into it. I do want to do this, and I did it once like 3 years ago, and it was actually really funny, but I haven't done it since then. I'm just worried that I won't be like creative enough for it, but that's actually kind of the point. Like literally every time I start to lose an argument, I'll just say to them, do you know what a woman is? And then if they like start to actually give an answer, then I'll just kick them out, and then I'll just like gaslight and be like, are there any non-idiotic liberals out there? Could I talk to a non-libtard, please, who actually knows what bathroom to use? Blah, 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 blah. I'd probably get banned on that pretty quickly too. But like literally the point is to make me look as stupid as possible. I'm not trying to steal man. The point of that alternate thing is not to steal man. It is to look as stupid as possible, but who knows? I just heard my kitty cat meow. Actually, I have to go to I have to go to volleyball before too long, but I might try to do a few things before that. So I think we'll end it there. But it was a good 2 hours. I could have gone a lot longer, but that's what she said. Okay. Enjoy the outro music, everybody, and thanks for joining. Sorry it couldn't have gone on for longer. That's also what she said.